Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone and welcome to my presentation. First of all, let me thank you all for coming here today. Let me introduce myself. I am Ahmad Syarif Rohman from Management Study in Faculty of Economic Tidar University. In my presentations, I want to talk about market equilibrium. I have divided presentation into three main parts, which are definition of market equilibrium, function of market equilibrium, and the rule of market equilibrium. First is a definition of market equilibrium. What is market equilibrium? Market equilibrium is a condition when the amount of item requested is the same as a quantity of item offered at the particular price. Equilibrium may happen depending on the strength of demand and supply. In other words, if demand is stronger than supply, then the price of a product will increase. On the contrary, if the supply is stronger than demand, then the price of the item will decrease. As you can see in this graph, that line S is the amount of item offered by a company, while for line D is the amount of item asked by the market or by consumer. This meet between line S and line D will create by the point of market equilibrium. The second main part is a function of market equilibrium. The function of market equilibrium is divided into two parts, namely demand and supply. Demand. In general, demand can be defined as a process to request something or request certain a quantity of item to be purchased or requested by consumer at a certain price and time. As you can see in this graph, that if the price of an item is 200, the amount of the item requested is 50. But if the price of an item is 100, the amount of the item requested is 200. So, the law of demand says that is price increase, the amount of the demand will down. And when the price does down, the quantity of demand will increase. What are the factors affecting the demand? First point is price. When the items for sale have cheap price and quality, then there will be a lot of attention. So the demand is high. On the contrary, if the price stands high, then the demand for the item will little. Second point is income level. Consumer purchase power is determined by the consumer own income. The higher income level, the more the demand for an item increase. The last point is a community taste. If a product is according to the consumer taste, the demand for a product will increase. The second function of market equilibrium is a supply. Supply can be defined as the many items or services available and can be offered by manufacturer to consumer at any price level during a particular period. As you can see in this graph, of an item is 650, the amount of item supply is 9. But if the price of an item is 10, the amount of item supply is 1. So, the law of supply says that if the price of an item increase, the supply of an item will increase too. If the price of an item down, the supply of the item will down too. What are the factors affecting the supply? The first is a price. Price is the first supporting factor in the offer. If there is no price, the seller or manufacturer will become confused in making an offer. The second point is technology. With advanced technology helping manufacture in short production, improving production quality and production costs can be reduced, so supply can be increased. And the last point is taxes and subsidy. If the tax is too high, then the manufacturers cannot make an offer. But with the subsidies, the amount of production will increase to fill the supply. Switch the third of main part is a rule of market equilibrium. Market equilibrium has an important role especially in the world business and the economy. With the balance of the market will create economic activity can together get benefit either from the seller and buyer. So it can be conclusion that is business or economic activity is not only focusing on the product supply, but also knowing market demand for a product. So you can create the balance, the profit same buyer on seller. That is only what I can explain on this presentations. If you have any questions, you can check on the comment sections. Thank you for your attention and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.